gonna go on a magical journey to a village in, I forget what year it is. All I know is that it's the 58th year of the Showa era, if I'm correct. I'm not sure what year that would be, but it is a year indeed. But hi! We're gonna play this game! And if you don't know, this is a sound novel, which is different from a visual novel, even though there's still visuals in it. Basically, this was a sound novel, which means there was a lot of sounds involved, is what I'm basically getting at. So, it's very text-heavy instead of visual-heavy. There's still characters and stuff with their emotions and sprites, and some scenes are there, but it's more text-heavy than voiced, and I don't know what else to say about that. But yes, that is where we are. So, here's a story about this. Before I got into Danganronpa, I had Higurashi. This thing right here. And I am not particularly sure if I will have to censor anything because I've only played 4 hours, and pretty sure I didn't get halfway through. But this is the first chapter. Chapter 1, Onikakushi, which is basically translates as demoned away or something like that. But yeah, this is basically, as far as I'm aware, a translation into English from the original game. And because it is a... What am I trying to say? Because it's a translation of the original game, I was going to use the original sprites. But I think for now I'm going to stick with the newer one that they gave to this game because it's more appropriate, I suppose. Not appropriate, but like it's better to look at. I'll switch to it at some point to the original style, but yeah. But this is going to be a game that's going to be very interesting. Having watched the anime before playing the game, I'm going to take a guess that the anime was very toned down compared to this. Or it could surprisingly be the other way around, because the anime, there are some things that are burned into my head, and that is because of the anime adaptation of this game. Let's go. Yes, welcome to the world of Higurashi when they cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening inviting you into the world. Don't play it tough. Please just enjoy life in Hinamizawa to the fullest. The difficulty is extremely high, but I hope you enjoy the reward. Oh boy. That's not creepy at all. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself in such a silly sobbing voice. And those tears making a mess of my face. That mechanical repetitive sound finally stilled, and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud, and yet I felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She is no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion because there was none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why this pain? My eyes getting moist. Why is this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough. And countless times I wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except, I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle and appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her. Like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up. And with every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Perhaps I really did love you. And welcome to the questions arc, everybody! Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. I felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It had been a while since I last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city to be overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk, crosswalk. Ugh. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts. Is it locusts? It's locusts, yes, it's locusts. I can't read. And the babbling of brooks. And the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. Ooh. There's nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. There aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. The nearest town has some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There are music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hang out at any of them. I'd lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who was she apologizing to? She's apologized so much, so just forgive her already. There's no reason anyone should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever was refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done. But if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you, the one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Geichi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. It seems the train had reached its final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from the bullet train to the local routes. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window in the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, they were even from the same era. From there, we take a car deeper into the mountains. Paths where the dense forest encroached on the mountain road suddenly opened up. There, where I live now, Hinamizawa. We've gone home! Hooray! Alright. Ugh. Anyway, past my yawning. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Although, in exchange, if you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air... I read that completely wrong. Ha! I just realized that. It's 9 p.m. Excuse me. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. My God, words. I need to learn words. Ugh. Nothing but trees. I mean, that's kind of what you would expect in the countryside. The neighboring houses was far away on the other side. So I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. That is true. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school when I wanted to... I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. It was just because it looked easy. I never tell him that, though. Mom laid breakfast out on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. Wait. Raw egg? Well, I'm not gonna say anything because I really don't know Japanese meals, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's just kind of weird to me as an American. I'm trying to learn the culture. I try so hard. But raw egg is just a little weird for me. Not really sure what raw egg means in this case. Never mind. I'm not gonna go into this any longer. Fuck it. My mom was such a great cook, it was scary. Being a good cook is scary. Okay. A perfect, immaculate, ideal breakfast. Because it's breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought it was being cute, responding with a wise crack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice, or will half be enough? Pile it on! First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with the egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. I'm hungry now! Thank you, Keiichi! Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when I lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning, that was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you would call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast you woke up early every day to make. I got the words completely wrong. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. I think a majority of people, if they could go back in time, would slap themselves, me included, for reasons. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time to meet up with Rena-chan? Hurry, hurry! Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Rena is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Rena wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Rena-chan for the pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Ah, food on the brain. Morning. Who says morning? What was the voice? Keiichi-kun! Good morning! Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so considerate. Conscientious? Fuck words. See, this is the Let's Play that's gonna show that I don't know words at all. Which is kinda true. Even though I was pretty good at English, that's... I'd say in school English isn't that hard. I don't know. Well, then again, I never really took any hard English classes during school, mostly because I was fed up with school attending it. But anyway, whatever that word is, she's so of, and is such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind.
Cage-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time.
I'll leave you in the dust, without looking back.
Why are you so mean? Why?
Rena had a slight troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding, I'd wait for you. With those words, Rena seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red.
Thank you.
I'd wait forever until you came, Brenna. No matter how long.
Forever?
See, this is why you don't mess with Rena. Rena turned bright red, steamed rising from her head, and her brain short-circuited. Yeah, you don't. You overloaded her, man. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. No shit. It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Rena?
Huh? I haven't. Never read any before.
From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, message from Mom. She says thanks for the pickles.
It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty?
They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine to just be honest and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one who pickled them, Rena? Or was it your mom?
Huh? Why do you ask? Were they too salty?
Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Stop! Why do we do this to Rena? Was it you, Rena, or was it your mom?
Why are you asking who made them? Why?
Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically.
Huh?
She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she used to pickle them. Katie, you're so mean. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Damn it. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Like you right now. Thank you, Tex, for completing my sentence for me. Rena nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. Why do we do this?
It was me.
Delicious.
Huh?
Pretty good, just like the last ones. They went perfectly with the rice. Her face went bright red again. Why do we do this to this girl? Do we do this to her every day? She was completely spacing out. You broke her! Stop breaking her! It truly was a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Rena never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Rena. I'll train you until you handle it like an average person. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If you keep me on waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Rena back to reality so we can make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Rena Ryugu. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. Off we go! Oh, music.
Mi-chan, good morning!
Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Hooray, we have rendezvous points! How wonderful! Noticing us, she waved. Finally, you two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Rena, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She is Mion Sonozaki. For what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Rena, and it's been a while, Kei-chan. How many years? I was only off 2 days. You don't say. You were so much cuter back then. Mion's gaze stared. No! I forgot about this. Like I said, I played for hours, but I completely forgot about this. I'm never reading that out loud. It's too funny, though. The music doesn't help at all. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. God fucking damn it. Fine, I'll read it. Because I know somebody's gonna be. Why didn't you read it? Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time to be sure, so be sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh air, morning air? Oh God. I don't think I've ever talked so dirty. You could smell it fouling up the morning air before. God damn. Me sure does act like an old man sometimes. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. Look, you broken Rena, you broken me now.
Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Red face and full shirt when I tried to play it dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. Oh boy. Oh, by the way, get used to that. Rena does repeat words or sentences a lot. How was it? Seeing the city again? Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk, and changing the topic to something more befitting the pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral and didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? That thing I asked for? You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in the toy stores. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all.
Is this about games again, Mi-chan?
Mia nodded proudly as Rena giggled. Yep, I wanted Kei-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Ah! That means... I guess that would make sense if we over here like to port things from Japan and they over there like to port things from the West. I guess that makes sense. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, guess I have to now. I'm going to get another game full of hot action. This time... Oh my god. It's Rena. It's hard to see what it is, but sometimes as a study, you know it's Rena.
This time, I'd like a game that's easy to understand.
Mian is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collecting quite a lot of different ones. According to Rena, Mian's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. If there's a game you think you'd understand, let me play too. Oh, it's Keiichi. Whoops. If there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play too. Of course. If Kei-chan is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose.
Oh, then we'll let you in the group this time, I guess.
Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mian. Mian gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I like how this is the opposite of things, I suppose. I thought boys prefer playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. Oh, transfer students. Oh, transfer students just make me remember Persona right now. That's what I've been doing. By the way, it's the 15th of July. I forgot the word. Oops. But yeah, it's the 15th of July. I'm close to finishing Persona 3 if you need to know. But who cares? This is gonna be up on August 5th anyway. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I feel like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Well, now we're at school. Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago, there used to be a bigger school building, and that they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sounds of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Mian, who had been walking in front of us up until now then, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Too bad I wasn't going to fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Mian chuckled with a hearty? Smirk on her face, whatever. Fuck words. Ugh.
What is it, you guys?
Step back, Rena. It's dangerous. She's here.
Huh? Then Satoko-chan is...
Oh wait. Her name was Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it would be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap, a blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Satoko! Oh no, there's a laugh beyond the door. I wonder what this means. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess that means you win this round? No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt that this is it. After falling for such interfered traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the looks of it, this eraser's normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first date. Ooh! Wait, how is it loaded with rocks? It's an eraser. So I suppose she just put a bunch of rocks on top. Very careful. Okay, I'm thinking too much about this. Somebody draw this.
So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop?
That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after. Making me focus my attention upward, so as I lifted my hand up to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. Oh god, that's... ooh, no. Not thumbtacks, oh. A potent and terrifying trap. Yes, very terrifying. I hate thumbtacks. Ooh. Has anyone as a kid ever stepped on one of those? Like, ugh. It's about as painful as stepping on a Lego. Concealed by using the blackboard eraser. Huh? Sorry, I'm trying to picture this in my head. How? An impressive combination, Satoko. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Blech. Assured of my victory, I threw the door open and stepped into the classroom.